right here above 126. So I'm looking to take out my area profit right about right here. Hopefully we get filled there. I'm going to drop it just a couple more ticks. Okay, this is a around about 160.5 is where I want to take out at. So yeah, so I'm going to hold this trade here. Again, this was a... All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another video. I'm looking here at the Nasdaq 100, as well as I have a chart up of the ES futures. Looking to see if I can capitalize and take a few trades today on either or both markets. And right now, the market has pulled back to this area of supply right here on the higher time frame. So I'm look at it running to the downside. So I'm just trying to see what it's overall going to do. All right. So it tapped into that higher time frame supply. You can see right there. And now it's rejected it. I need to wait for a pullback. It's probably going to run lower and test down here. But I just don't want to jump into a trade without waiting for a pullback in some key area. So let me be very, very mindful and wait, just wait patiently for a pullback. All right, I'm into a trade on the ES right now. I'm going to take out one contract here and then one down here. I switched over real quick because I saw a opportunity to take a short entry on the ES. So this is my 12 range chart. The market was making lower lows and lower highs to the downside. We broke below this area. Let me see. Did we break below it? Yeah, we broke slightly below it. But then the market, it pulled back and tested this area right here. Okay. This was a supply zone. And so I'm just looking to pick up a few points here off of the ES. Come on, baby. Hopefully we get filled. And it runs a little lower here and hits my TPs. And then I'll switch back over and look at the Nasdaq. So it's just kind of pushing and pulling right now. So let's see. Okay. It's tough, guys, trying to record these videos and trade and mentally focus on what you're seeing. But it's all about building wealth. Being able to have enough capital to be able to trade each and every day and maybe look for one good setup, because sometimes all you need is one trade a day. So, but building wealth is extremely important in trading. That's looking for great setups, being patient, and that takes you from, or allows you to be able to, either you got a small account or a larger size account. It just allows you to start capitalizing and things to really start to compound up, in your account, in time. So that's what it's all about. The more money you have in as far as capital, the easier it is to trade. It is, because it gets stressful when you don't have much capital and you're working with just a small amount of money to trade with. But when you start growing that account, you can leverage and trade with more money, or stay where you're at and continue building that account. So it's just up to the trader themselves. So I actually missed. I was late on this trade right here. The trade should have been right here at 82. So, or 82.5, somewhere in there. All right, first TP hit. And let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead and take out here. All right. Just a quick little trade there on the ES. Okay. For 2.5 points per contract. So let's go over to the Nasdaq now and see what we're looking at. But let me see something first here. Let me see something, because this thing could be trying to well, it's just too close. But yeah, this was a breaker structure right here to the upside here. It could come back and test these highs right here. Let me switch over to the Nasdaq right quick. All right, I was looking for it to pull back higher than what it is right now. Pull back a little bit more and then possibly look for an entry to go short. But it's it pushed down here, currently moving sideways a little bit. But I was looking for a retracement back up to this area up here to continue to go in short. But right now it has made this low here, lower high, low. Pulls back. It broke structure here, but then it pulled back to the downside. So really what it did was it came up here. It tested this area here. It was a supply area right here off of this breaker structure, got to the downside. So basically you have a breaker structure here to the downside, but then it rebroke structure to the upside. So be careful, because it's actually moving sideways right now. I was looking for continuation breaks to the downside, taking out areas over here and then maybe pull back to go short. But right now, it's broke structure back to the upside, and then tested this area to push lower. And so we're moving sideways now. So I'm just going to wait it out here on the Nasdaq. I really can't quite understand what is it truly trying to do right now. I'm just going to wait it out. Be a little patient here. It has come back up here and tested this area here, but look at it running. Okay. Oops. Let me close. I didn't quite get into the trade. Hold on a second. It's leaving me now. I was waiting for a pullback to that area. Okay. I'm going to wait right now and see. Wait it out right now. Came back and tested this zone here. So let's be patient. Let's be patient. Setting up to get in. If it does what I want to see it do, but if it doesn't, if I don't get the rejection I'm looking for, then I'm not going to take the trade. And it's kind of moving sideways, so I'm a little iffy about taking any type of trade right now. So I'm gonna wait. Okay, I'm glad I did because it's moving. It moved to the upside now, or moved higher. It's trying to push higher. It looks like. So let's wait. Let's wait. All right, I mentioned there was a long entry right here, but it was just I didn't want to take it. Excuse me, I didn't get into it because the highs were right here. So as we speak right now, this is the ES now. I just switched back over to the ES. I'm back and forth between two markets, guys, because that's what I'm just looking at here. All right, so let's see what happens here on the ES. That trade that I did take on the ES, or off the ES, this was the area of supply right there. Just going to mark it up. You look for the rejection, you get into it, you aim for back down towards the lows is what you want to aim for. This area right here, pretty much. It could run a little lower, but rejection off supply right here. And you get into the trade once you get rejection, take it back down towards the lows right here. So that was supply. I'm going to pull back and continuation, break structure to the downside, just like I mentioned. Price pulls back. All right. And then rejection, get into the trade. So I'm just waiting patiently right now to see what it's going to continue doing as it's breaking to the downside here. Or if it's going to continue breaking to the downside. It maybe push lower, but it just broke structure back to the upside here. So it could reject this area here. And let me see here. All right, so BS ran a little lower. This is still an area that it can reject from, but it can push lower too. So we just have to wait and see. I'm not going to just jump into trades, guys. I mean, it broke structure on the way back up to the upside here, but as it stands right now, it's best for me just to wait patiently and see what unfolds. I did take a trade on the Nasdaq into the over session hour or overnight hour. It was a quick scalp short. I'll try to cover that trade here as well. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and just show you that right quick while we're waiting. It was, let's go back on the Nasdaq. I took it directly off the 12 range chart. All it was, I saw price breaking structure to the downside here. So it broke through structure here. See all this area of liquidity right here. It broke through and took all that area out, and the market was consolidating yesterday and then towards the close. And then so it broke structure to the downside here, pulled back, rejected it. I got into a short entry here, take it back down to the lows, okay? All right, so the market on the ES, it just broke lower. Okay, it's testing this area here now. This is an area of demand right here, okay, off of the 12 range chart. All right, so price broke structure here to the upside. This is a demand area, but we have to be very, very mindful as to what's arresting, above us as well. All right, I'm looking at the Nasdaq as well. I mean, you can see the Nasdaq. It pushed to the downside as well. It had a nice retracement here, and then it pushed lower here. So it hasn't tested this area down here yet. It does have, some area to fill right here, but I'm waiting patiently to see, is there going to be an opportunity to trade the Nasdaq here. So I'm waiting to see, is it going to continue pushing lower, or what is it going to do? All right, I am long on the NQ. Be careful here. Let's see. Got to be careful here. Okay, I think I'm just going to take out on price. Market gets up here. Come on, hit my TP. A little lower there. Come on, baby. Come on. Look at it, pulling back. Pulling back on me. There we go. Got filled there. Just taking it back up to this area right here at 124. All right, got filled there. Second little small trail today. That was first one on the ES, second one on the Nasdaq. And then I took that one into the overnight session. So let's see what happens here. Again, this is a 12 range chart off the Nasdaq. So as it stands right now on the Nasdaq, we've got a discontinuation breaks of structure to the downside here off the higher time frame. It could pull back, maybe test this area here. And then, if we get some rejection, of course, we're going to look for a short entry, but it could take, we'll see. It may take a little while for it to get back up to this area here because it's off the higher time frame. So it gets back to this area here, maybe follows suit with, the direction of the market back down to the downside. So, but right now it's broken structure below 122 area, retracement, pullback, break of structure, could retrace back and then have a continuation. So we'll wait it out on the Nasdaq to see. All right, on the lower time frame Nasdaq chart, my 12 range. We're breaking structure to the upside here, but the overall direction and look at the market right now on the higher time frame is to the downside. I mean, you can clearly see we broke structure here, pulls back, makes a lower high, and then it starts to make lower highs and lower lows, breaking structure back down to the downside again. So I'm going to wait a little bit to see what happens. All right, so the market it ran lower and then it started turning back around here. If you look at the higher time frame, this is on the Nasdaq now. It actually, let's see here, broke structure here back to the upside here. So it could come back up here and test this area here. Right here we have area to fill or gaps to fill on the way back up. But this was a break of structure to the downside, continuation with the break to the downside, and then it turns back around and starts breaking or taking out structure back to the upside here. So yeah, it's just a matter of waiting now to see what it's going to fully do. Is it going to come back here and reject here or down this area here? I would like to see it come back down to this area right here around, I don't know, 118, 117, maybe 115 area, somewhere in there. And then possibly maybe look for some rejection to take a continuation going back up. So we'll wait it out to see what happens here. This is off the 60 range, but you can see that there's prices re-breaking structure back to the upside here and could possibly maybe try to push higher now. We'll see. Or is it going to continue pushing lower? I'm not sure yet, but it rejected this area here at 93.5 or 93 area on the higher time frame and started turning back around. So let's see. All right, let's see if it's going to continue pushing higher here or what it's going to do here. All right, the market is testing this area of demand right here. It did pull back and reject this area here around 28, 29 area. You see on the lower time frame, where was it at? Let me show you. Well, it was in this area right here. It pushed up. This was this push up right here. If you look at the higher time frame, came up, pushed up to 158, which was this right here. Pulled back, okay, and then it pulled back to this area of small area of demand right here, and then it rejected it, which was when it pulled back right here. So it created an area of demand right here on this push up. When it came back to demand on the higher time frame, create this area of demand on the lower time frame. Could have waited for the rejection to pull back to this key area and taking it back to the high. So there was a demand area. Actually, I'm missing probably a trader here, guys. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm waiting for things to kind of unfold here. All right. Let's see. Okay, I'm into this trade going long here off this area of demand. They pull back to an area of demand off the higher time frame, scale down to move down to my lower time frame and look for an entry. So hopefully it hits my TP right here. Okay, let's see. Come on, push higher. Up. I'm gonna take out all my contracts right here. Got 3 contracts on. Figured it might do that first. So let's see what it does here. All right. It may pull back to this area here, right here around where I have my break-even point at, and then continue pushing up. So I'm gonna hold the trade for right now. See what happens. Come on. Let's see. Let's see. Pushed up here, pulled back, broke higher, then it finally broke structure down here below this area here. Okay. And then let's see what happens here. Come on. Let's see. I expected that it would pull back to this area right here. I'm not sure how far on the retracement it's going to pull back to. Hopefully it doesn't pull back all the way down here, but it possibly could. Back down here to 120.5, but I hope it doesn't. I hope it continues pushing higher now and runs up here and tests this area up here. Come on. So let's see. Come on, push up. Yeah, I hope it doesn't test any lower than where it just came back on my break-even point. Okay. Come on, push up. Look at it. Runs up there. It's testing this high right here, and hopefully it pushes higher here now. This is a a supply area right here, resting around this area right here where I have my TP at in this zone right here. So price pushed higher, pull back, broke structure, then it turns back around. Look at it, and break structure back down here to the downside, taking out 21. Come on, baby, push up. Maybe I should bring it down a tick or two. Come on, I know it wants to go up there. I might go ahead and take out here. Yeah, it's playing around. I'm gonna take out right here, around about 12.5. Okay, we got out. That was a nice trade. Watch it run up here to this zone right here. This is supply resting right here. Okay, so this was just basically a demand setup back to an area of supply, and there it goes. It would have hit my TP right there. So this is supply resting right here, and this was well, we got demand on the higher time frame. I'll show you that. Okay, for one, this was a demand area right here, and basically I waited for was a demand area on the lower time frame to be created. Basically, most times I'll look for a break of structure to the upside. In this case here, we did get it. Okay, we broke structure right here, and it pulls back. So this right here, I'm going to mark this because this is the key area of, let me see here. This is the key area of demand where there's a small little gap in this area right here. Okay, so I'm not sure if it's finished, but it has tapped into, like one tick away from tapping in this supply zone here. But let me mark this area here because this, again, like I said, is demand, and then this up here is supply. So I'm going to mark an arrow, blue arrow line, because I was aiming for this arrow, this area right here. This is supply. Okay, and I'm going to mark this as an area of supply because if you see here, like what it's doing is rejecting. So price may come all the way back down, test this area right here. What this high volume node is at, around 129 area, 130 area, because this is supply sitting right. Actually, it can push a little higher before it pushes lower. But this right here is supply. It didn't tap into that zone yet. So I wonder if this is going to be a pullback to maybe, I'm going to go long. Okay, I'm going long. I'm late. Okay. All right, for to test this area here where it's at, and I'm going to take out here. Okay, so 2 back-to-back trades there. I mentioned this is supply right here. So we're going to mark this with a green because that's supply. So this was a long from here on the lower time frame. Demand, back up to supply. Now what we can see could happen here, it could reject this area right here, okay, and then come back and test some lower areas of demand, like this demand right here, okay, as well as this demand down here. So and you see it doing that. It's rejecting that area of supply right here where it's at. Okay, see it tapped into it, and it could just reject it and pull it and push on down to a key area demand. So it's supply to demand, or demand to supply, but it all centered around and focused around. See what it did? It came right back to this area of demand right here. Okay, so pay attention to moves like that. But use your higher time frame to allow you to tell you the overall direction of the market and trade with that. So I saw price, even though we had this downturn here making lower lows and lower highs, it eventually turned back around, okay, and broke structure here above 140. When it did that, I was looking for opportunities to go short. To go long, okay? So it pulls back to this key area. I'm going to mark this because this was a demand zone right here off of the higher time frame. That was demand off the higher time frame. I mean, this thing could be focusing and aiming for way up here. So I didn't pay attention to this, and which I need to do, but it's got to break through this area of it's got to break this area right here, okay, back to the upside. If it breaks 158 there, then it's pretty much going to keep going up, because it's got this area of clearance right here, or areas of gaps that it needs to fill back to the upside. So I'm not saying it's going to happen right now, because it could actually reject it where it's at now and continue pushing lower, because again, this was an area of supply resting up here. Why? Because we got the break of structure below this key area right here at 121. Ran up to the upside, broke structure, turned around, broke structure back down to the downside. So this was supply resting right here, and you see that it's rejecting as each time that it goes up. So let me see what's going to take place. So it comes back and tests this zone here again, this demand area, and it's probably going to want to try to run up here and fill these gaps here. Now that it's breaking back into this area structure right here, this swing to the downside right here, it took out structure right here above 40, and it looks like it's trying to run higher now. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to even catch a trade going back to the upside with it or not. Yeah, it's breaking higher now. So I may have to wait for maybe a break right here at 58 and then for a pullback. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get into a trade, because it took off right here. When it came back, it zipped. It created, it zipped right here. It created a little area of demand on the push up here, and then pulled back and took off. So it really moved. So look at it now. It's trying to break that 158 area right here, and there it goes. So it's going to fill that area. It's coming up here. Sometimes you miss those trades like that. Very interesting now, because we broke 158. We have this area that I believe price is going to fill. Not sure if it's going to be immediate today, right now, if it's going to be, kind of play out for a while, because we are at lunchtime now. The volume tends to drop back around lunchtime. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that this broke structure at 158 here to the upside after coming back and testing that area of demand on the higher time frame, pushed up, then it broke structure again. So now it is actually turned back around the lower time frame and broke structure back down to the downside. Okay. And actually on the higher time frame too, you can see it breaking structure right here below 138, say 139 area. So All right, so the market is, if you look at it, it's turned back around and started breaking structure back down to the downside. It's actually, trying to break this below this area here at 93. So this would be a structure break if we get that. It did not want to continue pushing up at this moment, testing higher areas. Okay, so we got a structure break here. Okay, so structure break below here, pulls back, structure break here, pulls back, structure break. Well, not fully closed yet, so we'll see what happens below 90, 93 if it breaks below that area. But basically just breaking structure to the downside right now, and we are within this larger swing to the downside. So I'm just going to wait it out and see what takes place. But this area here is an area of supply. This was an area of demand once I took a trade from earlier. So let's see what happens. All right, so I waited for the market it ran lower, it broke structure here, turned back around, it broke structure back right here above 126. So I'm looking to take out my area profit right about right here. Hopefully we get filled there. I'm going to drop it just a couple more ticks. Okay, this is around about 160.5 is where I want to take out at. So, yeah, so I'm going to hold this trade here. Again, this was the market was moving to the downside. Breaker structure, breaker structure, breaker structure. Broke lower, okay? Broke structure here below 92 and a half, or 92 and 3/4. And then it turned back around and broke structure back to the upside, taking out above 126.5. All right. And when it did that, I just basically waited for a pullback, looking at the lower time frame, and went long. Okay, always talk about that, guys. Look for the breaker structure, or look for a area of supply or demand on the higher time frame, and then scale down to your lower time frame to look for an entry point. Okay, look at that. It hit my TP to the tick, and it bounced right there. It's off the higher time frame. Here's what it looks like on the lower time frame, the 12 range. So hopefully it runs back up there and we get a feel now. Okay, I might take out here because it's starting to, on a lower time frame, kind of break structure to the downside. So I'm gonna close my position if it acts like it does not want to continue pushing any higher here. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm out. All right, right there I got out. Okay. So I went ahead and closed that position there. Okay, but it kept running to the upside. And let's see. Has it filled 160.5? It hasn't tapped into that yet, but I'm pretty sure we're going to tap into it. But again, this was just a breaker structure to the downside. Had a small area of internal structure right here. Price broke it above 26.5. Okay, as it moved to the upside. And I was looking for an opportunity to get in to take price or the market back up to this area here. And look, it hit it to the tick, 60.5, as I mentioned. So solid entry long there, but that's it for me, guys. I'm not going to do any more today. Okay, I just wanted to tap back in and let you guys know that I took a short entry trade. See this box right here, this green box? That was an area of supply. I mentioned that, and I took it back down here to where this blue arrow is. This was demand resting back. In this area right here. So at the price broke back in or moved back higher, broke structure right here. Okay, so area demand pushed up, pushed higher. Okay, so I took the short from this area here back down where price had actually broke structure at right here. Okay, on the move back to the upside. So you have basically, price moving from a supply zone back down to an area of demand, or you can wait for the breaker structure here, take it at demand back up to this area of supply. So that's what I did on that trade there. But I just wanted to let you guys know I didn't record that trade because I thought I was done until I further looked at my charts and saw that, oh, okay, this is on the higher time frame now. I didn't take it off the higher time frame, but I'm showing you that the zone was marked up on the higher time frame. But I wanted to discuss this as well to let you know after I look back at the charts. When I took that long entry around here back up to this area of supply, I noticed that we were in the area of supply and that below was demand. So I just took the short in the opposite direction. That's all I have for you guys today. I appreciate everyone tuning in on the daily, watching the videos. I truly hope you guys are really picking up some valuable and key information. Look, I want to say this, that market structure, it's the key, guys. I know that a lot of people out there think that they understand market structure, and you truly may not. Trust me, I was fooled too. I thought I knew what I was looking at, but the market's going to do what it wants to do. You have to understand that we as retail traders, look, we're just trying to take a few breadcrumbs off the table by following the banks and the institutions. They're the ones that are designing the layout, if you want to call it that, the structure of the market. And you have to be able to read what they're doing. If not, you're going to get trapped and get stopped out every single time. All right. I know people become frustrated because, they have solid days, a couple of days, and the next day they're in the red. And, that confuses a trader, that's especially a beginner, that's trying to figure things out. And you're battling to want to be consistent, but at the same time, until you fully understand market structure, and I mean master it, okay? Look, if you're struggling right now and you're up one day, down next, up one day, that means that you do not understand market structure, okay? I'm just going to be flat out and tell you that, okay? You're having a hard time reading the direction of the market and what's truly taking place, and you will not be profitable daily until you sit back and understand and say, I don't understand market structure. It's like looking at yourself in the mirror and realizing, where your, not say faults, but where your things that you need to correct. I should say it like that. Okay. So take that with the word, take that with a grain of salt is what I'm trying to say. So, and just go back to the drawing board. I'm not saying you have to relearn any particular strategy all over, or even if you use the strategy I trade. But if you do not understand market structure, you're not going to be able to trade any strategy. You're going to continuously getting stopped out. You may take a few good trades because the market is moving or trending in a particular direction. It may do that for 2 days, but then when it shifts and you lose the overall outlook of what, the layout, what the market is trying to do, you're going to struggle. You're really going to struggle. I promise you. So you need to understand. And please do not bash anyone. Do not, just because you don't understand something, whether it be market structure or price action, whatever it is, you need to take a deeper look at yourself and figure out what it is that you're not correctly understanding or missing. All right. And I promise you, most people, 90% or more people who are traders that want to get into this, they fail because they do not understand market structure. Okay. But anyways, I'm going to stop there and close out the video. If you're interested in joining the Discord, find the link down in the description portion of the video. It's free. You can join, come over and be part of the trading floor channel. That's where we as traders come together and post screenshots of our entries. People are always asking me about the elite membership. It's $6.99. Okay, it's not $699, $6.99 a month. That's all it is, a month. Okay, you're talking $7 a month to be able to get the live trade breakdowns or the trade breakdowns where I'll walk you through my trades in detail. I don't post every single day, guys. I'm gonna tell you that now, but there are tons of videos on there already that where you can watch and get the breakdowns of my, basically in-depth thought process of what I was thinking and looking at the market and why I took particular trades, as well as you get the video playlist. I need to update that because there are some newer videos that I want to include in there that I feel are that provide great information surrounding the system of how I trade or the strategy that I use in my trading. So you get the video playlist, which includes those videos that are value packed, have loads of content to where I talk about the strategy that I use in detail in the markets and how I trade it, as well as the trade breakdown. So if you're interested in joining the elite membership for $6.99, all you have to do is click on the join link or button on any video, JOIN, or the join link or button on the homepage on the YouTube channel. That's pretty much all I have for you guys today. And please take the time to sub to the channel if you haven't done so already. Make sure to turn your post notifications on. And last but not least, please drop a like on the video. See you guys in the next one.